Hello beautiful ones, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to be sharing some of the things that I am working on to set myself up for further growth and success in 2024, given the current landscape of just the world's economy, and inflation is a really big thing on my mind right now. But also we are preparing to have our second baby in December. And so this is something that I'm trying to get a little bit more focused on, or just wrap my brain around a little bit. And I thought it would be probably interesting for some of you to hear the things that I'm doing. In the case that you're new here, hi, my name is Leisha, and I've been documenting my personal level up journey here on YouTube since 2020. A lot has changed in my life since then, and it's been mostly really wonderful things. I've learned a lot. I started out with a career in technology. Both my husband and I are, thankful that we have built careers where we can virtually work from anywhere, and we have a lot of, just time flexibility and the ability to have these sort of, they are, I think, classified as higher paying jobs, right? And so I want to just state that, because there are a lot of people that I see in the level up community who completely overlook some of these things. In, just the way that our family has gone about leveling up our life and building wealth for our family. We value even more so now than we did in 2020, building a life that is, going to give us the luxury of time freedom for the most part. But also we don't want to leave our family, with nothing. We want to create opportunities. And so while earlier on in my journey, I focused a lot on using elegance as a tool to help me level up my career, increase my income, build better habits. My health is also very important. Now I am focusing a lot on just being healthy, but also raising our family and managing our home well. And my husband has transitioned to being the main just income provider for our family. So I do still maintain skills, and I have that IT project management background and experience if I were to ever need it. But right now, we just really value having me to be in the home and primarily focused on the raising of our family. And so just wanted to give you that as my sort of context for what I'm going to share today, that I'm kind of working on with finances right now, and how are we going to move forward in the best way possible for our family, because we do still have some big financial goals that we want to work towards. So one of those things I'll share with you is that we do want to buy a larger home, and we want to rent this current home out as an investment property. And so we have slowly been upgrading things on this home and on this property, but we want to just be prepared for if the right opportunity comes along with a larger home, not a much larger home, because I want it to be manageable, but a home that will fit our family better, as we're going to have 2 children, and my husband is still continuing to work remotely from our home as well. Okay, so I'm going to jump into 3 things that are my primary focuses in the financial area of my level up journey right now. And I'm keeping this as simple as possible, because finances don't have to be complicated, especially when you are just in the beginning and you're trying to build new habits and look at things differently, which is what I've had to do, like I said, over this past year. Primary focus number 1 for me and for us as a family has been to increase our income wisely and build other revenue streams. So things like, we've done negotiating a raise, we've moved companies pretty frequently, because my husband's position, he is very specialized and an expert level in a field that is, there's not a lot of people that have his level of expertise, and there's a great need and demand for that right now. And so we have taken advantage of that over the past 3 years, and he has moved companies a couple of times, and we really like this company he's with now. They have a great sort of, just structure and bonus structure for him and everything. And so he's focusing on just continuing to grow his career in that area as well. And for me, I have been the one that, while I have had to take a step out of my corporate career, just because the pacing of his compared to mine and our childcare values and everything, we're not aligning, we're not in alignment. So I have stepped back and I've taken a reframe towards my online business and also creating some new things that I have wanted to explore, like creating Notion templates. And also I do have my virtual assistant business bootcamp, which is a very, kind of small course that I have taught people how to become virtual assistants through, and it's just a beginner's course, kind of getting your feet wet kind of thing. And so I have those things that I'm working on. I want to also work towards having an Etsy shop for digital products as well. So those are some things that I have worked on. I have other videos on this topic that I'll link for you in the description below, just of how to create more income opportunities for yourself, because that is truly what I did in the beginning. Before I even got into my high-paying corporate career, I was continuing to side hustle through all of that and build our finances through that. And so you can do a lot more than I think you'll give yourself credit for if you really, instead of focusing on spending less and being super frugal and putting all of your energy into that sort of, to me, it creates a very strained relationship with money and finances. Focus on growth and focus on creating opportunities for yourself, because there is more out there than you are probably realizing. The second thing that, again, I know I just said we don't want to get into a very frugal mindset. However, I like to look at, the budget as a spending plan, and we have been reprioritizing some things in our spending plan to align with our values and what we want to get out of life a little bit better. I will link below the conscious spending plan from Ramit Sethi. He is the author of I Will Teach You to Be Rich. He also had a Netflix show, has a podcast, I think YouTube, he puts those on YouTube as well. They are very eye-opening. And the reason why I love Ramit's approach and why we have really, I think, done so well with it is because he is not that rice and beans mentality until you pay off debt, or he can be tough on certain situations and has certain opinions, but I do think that a lot of his approach to personal finance, especially, and setting up a rich life, is the way that he refers to it, is pretty reasonable. It's not, to me, it's not an extreme one way or the other, and it still gives you, it's given us the opportunity to embrace the things and prioritize the things that we actually want to spend our hard-earned money on in life, while also preparing wisely for the future. So create that conscious spending plan, reevaluate it from time to time. It's all kind of based off of percentages and allocating your income into certain areas so that you are, attacking your debt, you are attacking your if you have living expenses that are just out of control, it helps you to really get clear on those and figure out what you need to change in order to have that rich life that you want. You've really got to check your spending priorities right now, I think, because especially if you have a lot of consumer debt, okay, we'll just put that out there. This is not the time to keep growing that debt. This is a very important time, I think, with the landscape that we have out there in the world right now, to try and attack that and reduce it as much as possible. And you may not have to give up things that you love to spend your money on right now, but you may want to consider putting a little, scaling back on that a little bit more right now. So let me share with you some of the things that I've specifically set. This may give you some ideas, and I think I want to realistically show you what I'm doing right now to continue financially leveling up. So I am only buying on sale or secondhand quality items that are not, necessity items. So for instance, clothing I am only buying when it's on sale, or if it is a secondhand quality item that I have been searching for. Majority of my maternity clothes, they are secondhand, or I've waited for a sale to purchase something because, it's not something that's going to be in my wardrobe for forever, but I still want to wear quality pieces. Also, meal planning and cooking at home as much as possible. And while we do still eat out, I would say probably on average 3 times a week across lunch, breakfast, and dinner, it does help me a lot to just be able to plan meals. I can set up the groceries to be picked up, so I'm not just in there browsing the store and buying things that I didn't really go in there for, and it helps a lot. Something else I'm really committing to is not buying more than one of an item. Like if I already have this item at home, or let's say it's something that is in my closet, like a coat, a sweater, a pair of boots, I don't want to buy two of the same style, color of that item just because it's a trendy item. Especially, I avoid trends now. Ever since I first started redoing my wardrobe in 2020, this has been something that I have just realized I feel so much better when I'm not wasting my money on a trend and I'm buying things that actually look good on my body and are not just the trendy thing that every influencer is out there showing and promoting on the internet right now. I'll give you an example. Those these are very popular with maternity right now. The onesies, the one-piece jumpsuits, and those do not look good on me. I don't think they're practical. I won't be able to really wear them in postpartum, so I'm not going out and buying one, right? So that's just an example for you. Just because it's trendy, you don't need to go out and buy, every color of every item to have in your closet. Finally, this is a very important mindset that I continue to remind myself of, is that experiences and health are more important than things that sit in my home and collect dust, or in my closet and only get worn every once in a while. So think about that. Think about what you value as far as like the real experiences in life, and you'll kind of start to see that you don't feel the need to buy the thing that you think you need to buy as much. Last but definitely not least, we continue to look at how we can save and invest. We, without question, just automatically have some of our income going into retirement accounts every month, going into our children's investment funds every month, and savings is where we are trying to work more towards having a consistent contribution. I think, if you can even just give $5 a week to a savings fund or investing, even if you are working on getting rid of debt, it is going to help you out so much more than if you contribute $0. Okay, so this is something that we want to focus on, because like I said, we want to be prepared for if the right opportunity comes along for us to rent out this home and buy a little bit larger home for our family to fit our family's needs better. We just want to be more prepared to do that, because right now, the opportunities are so few and far in between, in our area at least, where we would like to stay, that, we have to kind of be prepared for that. We can't just sort of go, okay, we'll see how it goes. We want to be wise about it. All right, so to wrap things up, I just wanted to say one last note of encouragement for you, that do what you can. Just understand you don't have to do it all, but you can figure out how to get to that financial goal despite what's going on in the world today. I think back to my 20s when we were first trying to figure out, how are we going to buy a home? How are we going to support ourselves with a higher income? And, we really spent time being disciplined and figuring that out, putting ourselves out there, trying to keep an open mind, keep that beginner's mind. I was listening to a podcast today that was talking about that, and how if you think you know everything, you are limiting yourself to a lot of opportunities, just because if you don't have that, beginner's aspect of, maybe I don't know everything and I need to learn, I need to figure this out. And so what opportunities might come to you, or might you consider if you keep an open mind to them, and you're not so attached to, well, things have to be done this way. I have to go into this career. I have to go into this job. I didn't even go into a career. I have 2 university degrees, bachelor's degrees. I went into a career that did not use a single one of them, and it turned out way better for me, I think, if I would have pursued a career in those 2 areas of study. So wanted to say that, it is, of course, beneficial if you are able to get your return on investment for your college degrees, but the jobs that I landed, and especially the higher paying corporate, project manager position, they just cared that I had a college degree. They were looking at my other experiences and the way that I had gathered skills that fit that position that they wanted to hire me for. And so also building relationships. But I have so many other videos, I think, on these topics, and they might be helpful to you. So if you've not seen them yet, I will link some in the description below, but I will also link some here on the screen for you to browse through. And again, I am wishing you the best. Let me know if you have any other questions or ideas that you think might be helpful to some of the other ladies down in the comments below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this on the topic of finances and money and leveling up. And until next time, bye.